Okay, fam. So I was just decided let me do a video about it's like about nothing, but really just about mindset change. We are so conditioned, and it's like, wait a minute, we gotta think different. Okay, so check it. This is a reason about how we should never run out of food, like real food that we can grow, right? So check it. So here's my favorite plant, my philodendron. I have like a couple of these. There's one over there. And I break them off and have them everywhere. But mostly how I break them off, I take pieces and I put them in water. You know, each little leaf with each little node, right? Look at that. If you put it in water, it grows these roots, right? Let me get it good. Oh, there we go. Grows in roots. And look at these plants, right? And then I take it and I put it in bottles. Dark bottles work real good. But I put it in like, put this on the ground. I put it in like beer bottles. Yes, I was on my course trip one day. And all the bottles, I planted one of these in water. And now look, it was like 1 or 2 leaves. It was kind of small like this, 1 or 2, right? And then I put some in a glass jar because I'm always eating garlic stuffed olives. And I got this one out of there. But look at that. So, we all were great master scientists, gods and goddesses, for a reason. To keep life going. Look at that. There's another one. And I put these all over my house. Look, here's one in the absolute bottle. I love it because you can see the progress. Right? I put these all over the house. Everywhere. Because it helps to clean the air. It's good for EMF, protection and all that. And so this one, I just pulled out of here. This one belongs in my refrigerator. And I got a bottle, an empty wine bottle. A little bit of Apothic Inferno. It's so fire. It's aged for 60, wine that's aged for 60 days in, what you call it? Whiskey, a whiskey barrel. I like that bourbon, but anyway. So, you just fill it up with water. You transplant a new one down in that. Get it down in there real good. And then, poof. Look, you got a whole new one. And then just take that bad boy and stick it in the window. This one is going in the window next to my Sri Ganesha. And it's pretty. Sometimes I put lights around the bottle. But I do the same thing with green onions. Look, these green onions were cut off from a big one. A long piece from the grocery store. Take it, you cut the whole green piece off and you leave the white part like this. Put it in some water and it starts to root. And then look, you got a new whole goddamn green onion. And I didn't have to go back to the store to get it. And it'll grow big and I'll cut it off again and it will grow again. And I didn't have to go to the store. And the cool thing is when you cut, like here's another one in a second stage growing up. When you cut this part, I used to like cut it and then like chop it up and put it in freezer bags, so that I can always have some in the freezer. And that's cool, but when you cut this part off, cut it off and maybe cut it like in 2. So you have like long pieces like that and then just stick them in a little bit of water in the refrigerator. The cut pieces will grow without the root. You don't have to have a root for green onion to grow. Yeah, I'm trying to specialize in green onions. I love it. And I realize my soul has me eating green onions for all these health benefits that, damn, I didn't even realize. So anyway, back to the philodendron. So now look, it didn't even miss a beat. It still is full and healthy. The one that I have for the refrigerator. And it's still going to grow into that. And I just cut big pieces off of this. And I have them everywhere. So imagine if I wanted to go to the store and buy some more philodendrons. It's going to cost me at least $5 or $10 for each plant. when I could just make my own, right? So when you think about that, see, look, there it is up there with my little piece of tourmaline to give it extra. But that helps block frequencies and it cleans the house and all that. And it's for free from the plant that I already got at the house. So with that mindset, I can always have philodendrons in my house from my own, right? So the same thing goes with other food, like this garlic. Look at that. This is a whole little clove thing of garlic, right? Just peel off the pieces. You can, or you don't have to peel off the pieces. Put it in some water, because at the bottom of your garlic, it'll look all dry. Put it in some water, and it's going to grow roots. And then each garlic is going to grow up like that, right? Stick it back in the water. It's going to grow up just like that, right? And then each piece, you can separate it, and you put it into a little container. You know, it's growing up more little shoots. Hey. And you can cut off the tops and eat them, which is weird because it tastes just like garlic. Even though it looks like a green onion, but it tastes just like a garlic. But anyway, each piece, you can plant each individual piece like that, right? Each individual piece is going to grow a whole one of these. I know that seems weird. But yes, each little piece grows a whole one of these. So then you got another whole one of these that you put in water like this. Then you get more. So technically you should never run out of garlic, right? Right, never. Because if this one's gonna make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If this one is gonna make 10 new plants, then each plant is gonna make a whole new one of these. So 10 times 10, you just keep on going. And look at that. And this is just one. So imagine if I had like 10 of these lined up, even 5 of these lined up. I should never run out of garlic for the rest of my life. That sounds really hard to believe, doesn't it? Yes, it does. This is one sweet potato, right? Look at that. Look at the roots. Science project from school. Toothpicks in water. It grows, right? Then it's going to grow. Oops. Then it's going to grow these slips. You know, you could buy these like during the springtime when they have like the, flowers for your patio. And they have the sweet potato plants. These big light green leaves that just flow everywhere. They have them in purple. And they just grow all over your garden, everywhere. But each leaf that you plant will do this, and it will produce sweet potatoes. And then you take one of the sweet potatoes, and you put it in water, and it'll regrow slips, and then regrow potatoes. So if you put this in like a 5-gallon bucket, it's going to go right out there on my patio. Put this whole thing in there like that is crazy, right? It's going to grow all these slips at the top. You can use the top leaves for salad, or you can use it to make more little plants. So when you go to the nursery and you see they got like flats and flats, it's because it started from this. This is going to make flats and flats and flats. So then if you have some land and you start doing these things, you can have a little stand that grows philodendrons, and you can sell philodendrons, you can sell garlic, you can sell this, right? So that's what that's going to be. So you should never run out of sweet potatoes if you grow your own. You should never run out. Same thing. Red onion. A whole red onion. This red onion right here. See at the bottom? How it has some little dried things. Little dried roots. That's all it is. So you just cut off a quarter of it. Cut off a quarter of it. Put it in some water. Put it in some water. The roots are gonna grow. It's time for me to like fix these because these are getting a little murky. But anyway, it grows, and then look, it grows into more bulbs. So like this is gonna make more bulbs of onion of those. And then the tops, of course, you can cut them and eat them. Weird again that it tastes just like red onion, even though it looks like green onion. It tastes just like red onion. Like that tastes like red onion. That tastes like garlic. It's wild. But then, if that's the case, right, you should never run out of red onions for the rest of your life. Right? It's mind-blowing. Even though it shouldn't be, because We just used to going to the store. And then this with the Brussels sprouts. You take a whole Brussels sprout. Well, hold on. I got like a piece of scrap over here from my salad last night. And I just saved all the scraps right here. You know, here's a green onion one. Why throw away those roots? You know, I got a bunch of avocados in here soaking. And then here's like a potato. This one red potato I had. It grew, and now look, it's growing a whole little bud. So that's going to grow some of these little red potatoes, purple potatoes. But anyway, here's a Brussels sprout that I didn't finish eating. But cut that part off. And at the bottom, the little node, that's where the little roots are. So you cut that off down to like this. Put it in water. And you can already see the little buds starting to come through. And then the next thing you know, you got this. You got like a whole little tower of these. So when you buy them in the store, actually on the stalk, a lot of times they don't sell it like that on the stalk. They have them already off. But sometimes like in Kroger, you can go and it's a long stick. And it's got like Brussels sprouts sticking out of each side. And I was just like, what the hell? I never knew they came like that. But yeah, oops. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, there you go. So yeah. These suckers will like grow whole new ones. So, with that being the case, we should never run out of food. Grown food. We should never run out. Right? So my tomato plants that I have in my buckets, I had a tomato sitting on the counter, and it was growing. What cut me? It was growing through the tomato. So I just opened it up and planted them, and now they're growing like I'm growing in little eggs, empty eggs. So if that's the case, each tomato has tons of seeds. You should never run out of tomatoes. Your whole life. You just keep doing that. So I bought some what do you call this? Some ginger. I just had it sitting out to see. And you know, a lot of times like coming up, we would have potatoes and stuff like this, ginger, and they would grow these little nodes, and we're like, oh, it's going bad. We gotta throw it away. It's like, no, it's just regrowing. So I'm gonna plant this and have like all ginger. Right. So I have, let me see, what else do I have? You just start thinking about that with everything that you have. This is some eggplant seeds. Those are next. This is some cucumber seeds. Oh, and then check that. I think that's some red bell pepper seeds. So I already started some of those. Was that last week? I guess last week. I started some of those. And look. They already growing. Let me set up my phone right here. So I could show the inside of these bad boys. So I'm going to plant these today. Just put them in a paper towel and wet them. And they start to germinate. Oh yeah, I got to do these now. Because they're going to die if I don't. Because I was out of town. But look at that. Those little bitty seeds on the counter, they turn into this. And then these turn into bell peppers. And then, there you go. And how many seeds is in a bell pepper? A lot. 1.5 million. So that means you should never run out of bell peppers in your whole life. You know? So it's totally a mindset. So since I eat so many onions, I keep them, I'll cut them and keep them covered, and I keep them in a little bit of water in the refrigerator, and that keeps them great. Then when I'm down to a little bit left, I just sit them out in the sun. I just gotta trim them down a little bit because it needs a little bit so it can have some energy to grow. Trim them down, and just take them out of the refrigerator, and you know put them out here in the warmth because that's what it needs, and they start to grow. There's a white onion. Look at that. It's growing. And these are going to grow up and taste like white onions, this part. But then the bulb part is going to be like that and bulb up and make more white onions. And this is how this red onion started. like this. But look. Look. It's gonna grow all new ones. And I keep it covered so it don't smell like onions and so it can have its own little dome. I had a piece of garlic that I cut. And I'm like, you know what? Let me keep the little end with the little baby butt stem thing. And I just set it in the water just 2 days ago. And that happened in 2 days. I was like, hell no. Quit playing. So, yeah. They got us like really messed up. Thinking we gotta go to the store and get new vegetables and stuff when we have it right in our house and we throw it away. We cut it and be like, oh, throw that away. No, that grows. You know, that's just so funny. I'm just like, wow. And you know, like our parents, like my parents and my grandparents, they always had a garden and they bought seeds and stuff. So they make you think you gotta have some seeds from the store. You don't have to even have seeds from the store. Those are seeds from the stuff I already bought from the store. And then the roots from the stuff I already bought from the store. Wow. So yeah, anyway, I just wanted to share. And every day I'm looking for stuff to grow. Like, ooh, can I grow that? Can I grow that? You know, so if you eat eggs, save your little egg containers. If you have the cartons as well, you know, no matter what they're made of. And like this other stuff, I just have it growing in buckets. But like, here's an example. Like, that's just a regular old plastic egg container. But I got the eggs that I rinse them out and I rinse them out, put them back in this container and just keep in the refrigerator. Empty. Then when I'm ready, I just put the soil in there. And like, these are like tomatoes. These are tomatoes coming up from the seeds from the tomato that I had on the counter. So I got like about 3 containers of these. Because one tomato probably gave me enough for like 3 of these 12 thing containers. So, yeah. Alright, peace family.
This is a test of my love. This is a test of your love. This is a test, we can rise above. This is a test of our love.